Well, this is the first, vlog or diary styles section in the surgery diaries number 2. Um, it is about 3 weeks now from the surgery date, and we are up here, a couple hours away from home, because that's where my hospital is, and we're up here because tomorrow morning, starting at 8 a.m., I have a whole day of doctor's appointments. We usually like to bunch all of the doctor's appointments up in one day so we don't have to drive here and back multiple times in a row in a week. So, tomorrow is my pre-op appointments where I basically talk to anesthesiologist, a social worker, I think, and a couple other people. I was going to be talking to my surgeon, but they ended up having to do a emergency surgery, so we have to reschedule that appointment, sadly. But as for how I'm feeling right now, I've been having quite a bit of fear, like I talked about in the first video. I've been having quite a bit of fear around just the idea of, oh god, it's gonna be such a long recovery time, right? But what I'm trying to keep in mind is, like, every time that I'm chewing on something and my jaw is working really hard, because again, I only have 2 teeth that come together, what I'm trying to keep in mind is that, oh my god, I cannot wait until I can actually eat this without straining my jaw. I cannot wait. I'm really excited, right? By the way, I know I need a haircut. I'm working on it. And also, this is not... Oops. It's not a real septum piercing, as you can see, because I have to wait until after my big old surgery when everything is in its final place before getting like other kinds of body modifications. So until then, to satisfy my urges, I have a magnetic one. Yeah. Just readjusting it. Okay, we're good to go. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Cool. Anyways, so we're staying at a friend's house, who are kind enough to let us stay here, so we don't have to drive like 2 hours at first thing in the morning. So, for right now, I'm gonna focus on just having a lovely little night, for myself, and relaxing and everything. Well, it is now around 2 weeks till the surgery. So I wanted to do a quick update. A few days ago, I had another slew of doctor's appointments, especially with the one with my surgeon that had to get moved. And we just talked a little bit, of course, about what exactly is going to get moved, and what will be broken and moved around, right? I forgot what exactly they're calling it, but both the upper and bottom jaw are going to be moved around, and also rotated somewhat, because if you see, so funny, but my teeth don't align at all. So there are, there's probably half an inch gap over on this side, and I only have 2 teeth in my entire mouth, one on the top and one on the bottom, that come together right here. So eating right now is quite a bit of a challenge, but after the surgery, of course, it will be a lot less of a challenge, which is going to be great. I also got to just share briefly, if there was anything more on the cosmetic side that I would be interested in looking at getting done. Which again is a very completely new kind of way of looking at surgery for me. And it's actually been quite a bit of a shift in mindset, because in the past I've been just so focused on being okay with how I look and loving myself while being different, and like it's been such a strict way of looking at things. I think partially because I don't think that I would have the chance, not the chance even, but like I didn't think that I would ever quote unquote look normal, and so it kind of became like a survivalist way of viewing things, right? This is what you got. Gotta be happy with it, and I am pretty happy with it, honestly. And at the same time, having the opportunity to like even be able to change how people perceive me. It's a really weird thing to kind of be talking about it like this, because I know that me having my jaw, like, taken out, and not taken out, I don't mean it like that, but having my jaw like restructured basically, and moved to a more normal position will really change how people perceive me. I won't get weird looks, right, by curious people when I go out in public, which is a very new thing. Well, actually, not really, because with the pandemic, that with wearing masks and everything, that actually really helped with people not staring all the time. But part of the mindset shift for me when it comes to this is not judging myself for there being the possibility of me wanting to do something, and not immediately throwing it out the window, because I've become so attached to being different is beautiful. And being different is beautiful. It's just, I don't know. It's really weird. I think it's an odd perspective to kind of grow into looking, or whatever, conventionally attractive, or stuff like that. You can still see I have disdain for that in my voice, and probably by my facial expression right there. Just because dealing with it so much growing up, well, just because you're not looking quote unquote normal or whatever, you get so much shit, and then growing into it is really weird, because people are gonna treat me better, and that's a fact that I know just by experiencing the world, right, as I have. So learning not to judge myself for wanting that, and also, just knowing that by me looking more normal, I'm not going to experience the same amount of weird interactions I've had with people in public. It's just different. I mean, I don't really know how to say it other than that. And so, I mean, also with the other aspect of me looking at my gender identity, right? I'm still very unsure, but I always have enjoyed presenting more androgynously than, what the not typical, but what the expected presentation from an AFAB person would be, right? So I'm not really looking for a lot of, like, cosmetic stuff, even though it's a opportunity I have. I'm not really looking like to change the masculinization or feminization of my face. I'm just looking right now. I'll just tell you what I'm looking at is adding some fat or filler or something here to kind of give myself some cheek, and also adding some right here because it may be a little hard to see on camera, but you can see there's a dip here because my eye socket is smaller. That's enough Squidward nose for me. I'm sorry, that was really goofy. But yeah, those are the two things that I've really been looking at the most. And of course, the biggest natural cosmetic thing that's going to be happening is also very functionally changing what my jaws can look like, and that is my jaw being completely moved around and recentered and moved out and stuff. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. One of the things I've been doing to help with the fear aspect that I was talking about in the first video of just the unknown of not knowing what my face will look like, and not really having a way to visualize it until like really close to the surgery. It was kind of hard for me to start thinking about like what different things I would want to do, like cosmetically, I mean, because I don't really have a reference for how it would look on my face, if that makes sense. And so what I've been doing a lot is I have done, it's probably gonna be like a voiceover this part, while I show you on my phone. Like, they had scans of what my jaw looks like on the actual skeletal structure. So removing the fat and the skin and the muscles, right? They had scans of just what the bones looked like and what they will look like after, with a very loose, like, idea of what the skin might look like over it. Well, as you can see on screen, I took the image that they showed us of the scans, and then I put that on one layer, lowered the opacity, and then I created another layer and I tried to match a side profile with the side profile that they had on the little model. And so I had that on another layer, and then on that second layer where the photo is, I kind of took part of the jaw off and then moved it and tried to match it up with like what the bone would look like after to try and help visualize it a little bit. Then I tried to I dropped the color dropper on it, tried to match it with like the skin to make it look somewhat natural. Of course, it wasn't very good, as you can see here, but I did my best. Ew, goddamn. Ugh. I did my best, and it was a good first visualization of what the jaw could look like. And I did like one or two variations, as you'll see here, kind of showing the now, what it could look like, and like what it could look like, but like super strong. That's where I probably wouldn't do that because I don't think it would look very good on my face. But anyways, that's what I did for my sanity beforehand, to help me just chill out about the whole thing and help me to start visualizing what it could look like, right? To quell my fear of the unknown. And so I'm just explaining all this in case you want to like follow along yourself. But yeah, that's what I did to help me quell my fear of the unknown. And I feel a little more at peace with that aspect of it now, which is really helpful to me. Oh my god. Okay, I'm actually gonna have to record another segment of what I've been looking at for, like, how I can actually eat, like, what I can actually eat on the no-chew diet, because I am so not gonna just have mashed potatoes and soup and mashed potatoes and soup and ice cream and soup and mashed potatoes and soup. You might be already able to tell a little bit, but I'm a little bit of a picky eater, and having a limited texture to what I can eat, which is understandable, right? I mean, I'm not gonna go pushing the doctor's, like, orders and try to disobey, but liquid stuff is really not my favorite. So I'm trying to find ways that I can add as much texture and, like, flavor, differing flavors as possible, so it doesn't become really boring and I'm eating the same 3 things over again. So I can show you a few things that I found that I would probably eat the shit out of. That if you are gonna have a surgery like this soon, that you may find helpful or interesting. So yeah, that'll be the next segment. Okay, I gotta go now. Bye. I have another little update for you guys. Now that it is 5 days away from the surgery, today Mom and I went shopping for all of the food that I put on my list. I'm gonna kind of put that here. I don't know how well it's gonna go, but I guess you'll see. Anyways, I made a list of all of, like, the different foods that I thought I would personally enjoy while being on a quote-unquote no-chew diet. And last night got some bad news. Not bad news, but, like, I started to research, like, different menu items that I could create for myself and get prepared, right? And stock up ahead of time for the surgery. And so I was looking up, like, what a no-chew diet entails. And a lot of people on the no-chew diets had, like, stuff like buttermilk pancakes and, like, mac and cheese and stuff, as long as you, like, overcooked the noodles, right? And really made the pancakes super fluffy and soft, and then cut it up really small afterwards, to the point where really the only movement of the jaw you're doing is to fumble around the food in your mouth to kind of mash it, and then swallow it without doing that, with, like, moving the tongue around, if that makes sense. So I thought that's what I would be doing, but at least with my surgery, maybe it's due to it being a little more complex, than maybe a typical, like, double jaw advancement. I think that's what they're calling it. I asked my surgeon about it, and he's like, no, I really want you to have, you can have anything, but it has to go in a blender first for the whole 6 weeks. And I'm like, no, my dreams have been fucking crushed. Anyway, so anyways, I kind of had to rework my plan a little bit. I don't think it'll be super bad. It's not really much different. I think if I were to blend scrambled eggs, it would just be more scrambled eggs. And if I were to blend mac and cheese, it would just be very small mac and cheese, I guess. I don't know. If you guys actually want to look at the grocery list I have, it's right here. This is what I came up with. Everything, you have to keep in mind, though, some of the stuff I actually wrote on each item is, like, being slightly blenderized or, like, being cut up small. Ignore it and just now assume that everything is blenderized. And also, of course, if you're having a similar surgery, talk with your doctor beforehand. This is just for my case. It may be different with your doctor. They may be a little bit less conservative or more conservative than my doctor is with my case, you know. But this is just maybe helpful to you. I don't know. But yeah, that being said, my mom and I went shopping today and got like 90% of the items on my list ahead of time, because some of the like items like the chicken soup and the clam chowder, that stuff can go in the freezer. And we like left some of the more perishable stuff out from the list, like the cream and what was another thing we left out? We left basically most of the dairy products out because of how fast they go bad, right? And since it's still like 5 days out from the surgery, and then I will be in the hospital for like 3 to 4 days afterwards. If we were to get them now, it'd be kind of a waste. But we got most of the things that could just have some staying power, right? So, yeah, we went out and got some shit done today, which was really great. So, basically, last night, Mom and I met with my surgeon and went over the final, like, projections and, projections and models for how much every little thing will be moving, and, like, they had a side profile shot of what the bones will look like beforehand and what they'll look like after. I'll put up a couple like on screen here. As you can see on this one picture, the chin itself gets moved out a very like a whole lot essentially. And I was like, it really took me a minute to kind of grasp it, because holy fuck, that looks like it's moving so fucking much, which it is, but I think I've just literally gotten used to having so much of a receded that just having it be in a more normal-ish position like looks like it's protruding ridiculously far to me, which it isn't in that quote unquote like in the finished version after the jaw surgery. But I asked him about it, and he was saying apparently what the average look is for what the side profile would be is if you take from like the base of your nose, do a straight line, it should meet up with your front teeth and again with your chin. That would be for the most like androgynous neutral face shape. As you can see, if I do a side profile right now, my face kind of goes if there's if any of you guys are gonna have jaw surgery like me and then are like upset because you won't be able to eat your favorite chips for like ever after, I'm sorry, my orthodontist, really, but I can't, okay? I literally won't be able to have these forever after. So if I break a bracket, I will be adding like a little bit more work to your schedule, but they're too good, okay? I need my chips. Very satisfying. That's also actually something I've been doing. Let me finish chewing, actually. Is I've been like stocking up on all the stuff that I can't eat. I've been like binging all of that now to try and get myself tired of it. beforehand, because I could eat shit forever, and then all of a sudden I'll get tired of it, and then, like, not want to eat it for months. So I'm trying to get that now, so I don't ever have a craving for it while I'm in the no eating phase. That way, you know, there's less, like, oh, I want to eat that so bad, you know. Speaking of which, also my dinner waiting for me here. So, I am going to hopefully not break a racket and eat my dinner and go to bed and then get up for work in the morning. Anyways, that's the update for now. I'll see y'all later. Ciao. Excuse my hair, I just woke up. Also got a haircut yesterday, but just neither here or there this morning. We're getting up and heading to the surgery clinic. We're supposed to get there at 6 this morning. It is 5:50, so I really should get going right now. Since I will be changing into hospital gear shortly, I'm not changing into clothes. I'm just opting to stay comfortable. I had to stop eating at 11 last night, stopped drinking at 3, and whatnot, you know, for the anesthetic to work well and all that. Yeah, I haven't updated the last couple days because I've been really fucking busy just trying to make sure all of my jobs were passed on correctly, packing up everything in an organized way so my parents had an easy time carrying everything, and setting up my dogs for good care for while I'm out and stuff. So I was really busy, and I had to manage myself quite a bit, because yesterday I, like, got up at 7 and was going nonstop and started to go, like, get really irritable and shit, like, not helpful stuff until until I finally got in for the haircut and just had time to relax and not do anything. Also, don't say anything about the haircut right now, because it literally was just cut yesterday. It's used to having, like, a ridiculous amount of hair and weight on it. So my hair typically should spring up more after I wash it a couple times, which I guess we'll have to wait for now, since it didn't do that after I washed it last night. But anyways, yeah, I think that's it. I'll probably update you guys crying in the bathroom at the fucking hospital. I'll probably update you guys crying in the bathroom at the hospital from the anxiety shit hitting me. But we'll see. Yeah. Anyways, okay, thanks. Well, it's 30 minutes till surgery time now. Just a bit. Two anxiety fits so far. Oh, I forgot. I'm supposed to be going this way. Sorry, guys, I'll have to deal with that. Anyways, I'm actually feeling a lot better about this surgery now than the last one, because my surgeon is really great and has been super informative and answered all the questions ahead of time. And I've done a really fucking good job prepping myself. I think I just was really nervous in anticipation for the big one and the last surgery, which was just getting bone ready to be ready for this surgery, if that makes sense. I still am really nervous, but like, I'm just excited because I'll actually be able to eat. And I think I'm gonna look fucking hot too. So, granted, it'll take a few weeks and I'll feel like shit, but you know, worth it. Alright, anyways, see you on the other side. Whatever. I'm having anxiety shits 3 of the day. And probably the last one because it's time to go. And I'm just about to go on number 2 and wipe my bum. I'm gonna leave no skin marks. I'm not gonna leave any skin marks for those guys to find. And I legit almost wiped my ass with the hospital underwear. Do you understand the awkwardness that would have ensued if I had to take shitty underwear and explain to those guys that I wiped my stinky ass anxiety shits all over them? So I've just been sitting here cackling to myself about that. While I actually clean my bum properly and get ready for surgery. So this is actually goodbye now. So, ciao.